Just over 2 years ago, I was getting ready for bed one night when I got a notification on Messenger for a message request from someone I did not recognize. I decided to open the message and it said, "I just thought you would like to know what your mother has been up to lately," followed by a nude image of my mum and a screenshot of her text exchange between her and this person's husband. I was shocked and hoped that she hadn't sent these to any other of my siblings, as this is what would break me the most. I ignored the messages as much as I could until my youngest brother called me in hysterics, telling me what he had just received, the same message that I had. When I had consoled my brother enough and was able to collect my own emotions, I decided to really read the text that had been exchanged. There was a week where she visited him in his hometown on her week off. I looked at the dates and it all hit me again. She was meant to come visit me that week and my newborn interstate, but said that she had COVID and had to stay where she was. As terrible as I feel for my mum's partner, this is what shook me the most. She used me and my child as a reason to go where she was going, just to inconveniently get COVID and not be able to travel any further. She used us to cheat and it makes me feel sick. Ever since I found this out, I haven't been able to be the same around her. I haven't told her how I feel or how I know. I haven't told her partner either. It's all been an unspoken thing between me and my brother, but I feel as though we can't be the same towards her. I am also so mad at this woman for sending me these explicit things, as if it was payback to my mum. Why punish us and make us bear the weight of it all? My question here is, my mum and her partner are still together now. They have had no bumps in sight. Do I tell my mum that I know? Do I tell her partner? Or with it being over 2 years ago since this all happened, do I just go to a top-notch therapist to deal with it myself?
This is so fucked. So the messages that she received were from the husband's wife
I'm guessing.
that were having the affair. So, all right. So there's been an affair. The wife's found out and sent the nudes
To her
the
children.
daughter, and that is
children. What
That
an
is
absolute-
so wrong. Like, to involve somebody's child or children that you do not know is. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt and think that she was obviously so deep in like the depths of despair to do that.
I think people do awful things when they've found out that they've been cheated on and they are absolutely beside themselves and they want to enact revenge. I don't think she's thinking about how this would impact. Also, when you say child, she's clearly an adult. She's got kids herself. She was clearly just trying to make as much damage as what she feels is being caused to her relationship.
Yeah, but youngest brother sounds young.
Yeah, I think youngest brother doesn't necessarily mean it still has to be a child. Do you know what I mean? I think that they are all adults. She hasn't sent it to a nude to a child, is my impression. But I'm not saying that it's the right thing, but I'm saying like she was obviously in a very fucking sad place where she felt like this was the only way that she could kind of, balance the score a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm not sure it matters how old you are. You never want to receive a nude of your mum.
No,
Like, it
of
doesn't
course not.
matter if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
It's also illegal. It's still a type of revenge porn, sending that on.
100%. I would be having the conversation with my mum because all that's going to happen, there's obviously a divide. It's been 2 years, like you said, but you were nonstop thinking about it. You can't be completely comfortable around your mum. You can't trust her. This is just going to keep pushing you apart more and more. Like, all that happens is you fester. So you may as well sit down and have that conversation any way you want. I would suggest very calmly, but I would just say, hey, this has been really bothering me. And I think you deserve to know, you also deserve to know that your nudes are out there. God knows where else she sent them.
I would say if she sent them to you, she absolutely also sent them to your mum and probably said to your mum, I'm sending these to your kids. How are they going to respond to this? There is a good chance that your mum already has lived in fear that you have received these and was just hopeful that you didn't. Because I would think that if this woman was trying to go for mass impact and mass damage, if she sent them to you, she absolutely sent them to your mum. Like, that is
Or
well
someone
known.
else.
I guess my thing is like I'm always shocked, and I shouldn't be. I think it's something we should all probably realize. But I'm always shocked that, like, it doesn't matter how old you are, people still continue to make absolutely terrible decisions in their relationships. And just because they're our parents doesn't mean that they have it all figured out. They behave in ways that may shock us when it comes to how they navigate their own relationships. Does it change the person that they are? Does it change the quality of the person that we thought they were? No, it just means that, like, everyone is fundamentally fucked up in many, many ways, and parents can do things that as children we would never expect because, they've always they've always presented themselves to be one version to us, and as parents you only see that version of them. You don't see all of the fractures that actually make them human.
Because the parent's job is to make you feel as a child like they have their shit figured out.
And
That's
they never
why.
do. They never do.
They're just humans. They're just people, but they're people with kids.
Yeah. And look, I think the person in this who is definitely, it's the worst situation for is your mum's partner. I would not be going and speaking to your mum's partner. It's not your place to. If your mum wants to, that's her place. I would be speaking to my mum though, because I think at the moment your relationship is so fractured by this whole thing that's happened. It's changed the way that you feel about your mum. You sitting down and having an honest conversation with her, her reaction to that, her explaining maybe what was going on in her relationship at the time. Who knows? I'm not saying that she will have an excuse that will be of value to you, but it is an opportunity for you to repair the relationship, explaining to her that you know and how you feel about it. And it just means that she has time to process that and to talk to you about it. She may have been living the past 2 years with this fear that you know and you didn't say anything. That's also a very real possibility as well.
And I'm not in defense of anybody here, but there's always 2 to 3 sides to a story. So you don't know we don't know exactly what was happening in your parents' relationship, and you don't know what her reasons were. So
I don't think it's her dad. I think she says partner quite a bit in this question. So I think it's not her parents' relationship. I think it's her mum and boyfriend.
Yes. Yeah. But I just think there's always multiple sides, and you shouldn't be you shouldn't be having these feelings and the judgment until you know the whole story. And then once you have all the information, you can make an educated decision on how you feel and where you should go from there. But it's also your mum. You should be able to sit down and have that conversation. Is it going to be awkward as fuck? Yeah. Hey, mum, I saw your nudes. But also think how horrible your mum would be feeling. I am defending her, actually. I'm not defending what she did, but it's a horrible feeling to think that somebody has sent your nudes around to God knows who, and that for whatever reason, you know, that is a horrific, humiliating feeling, and it doesn't matter if you're 20 or 50, the feeling is the same. So
I know that cheating is so insidious. It hurts everybody. That's the problem. And this may be something that her partner has no idea that it ever happened. He may be aware. I understand, though, that this part of it that's probably more hurtful is the fact that you had plans to see your mum that week. She had every intention to come and visit you, but then used you as a scapegoat, and she lied to you about it. That's a whole other part here, because not only did her cheating affect her partner, but it also directly affected you. She lied to you. And I just think that your opinions of your mum will never be fixed. You will never get to a place where you wholeheartedly trust her or are able to have the same love and respect for her if you don't have a conversation about this. You know, who knows? This may have and will affect your relationship for a long time, or it may be something that you guys can work through, but you won't know unless you talk to her. That's so shit.
It's so shit.
What would you do? What would you do if random
my mum and dad
person-
just would never do that.
What would you do if someone was like, hey, look at what Nikki's been up to, and all of a sudden you received a nude of your mum?
I'd be like, on fire, mum. No, I would I would have that conversation with my mum for sure. But my first, and this is when you just put that situation to me, my first thought was not about the affair, but to protect my mum, that her nudes were going around. That was my immediate first thought, was fuck, my mum's having nudes sent around, and then I would deal with the rest later. But everyone's going to react differently.
I think my first thought would be what's happened, mum? What's going on? Doesn't seem like behavior that I would expect from you. What is happening? I know it's so hard, because cheating is the one thing that every time we answer it, people have such divided opinions, and some people cannot forgive the act of cheating, and some people can. So it's not black and white. It's very gray, and people have very fucking strong opinions on it.